Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome to another video on Lord of the Rings Home. Now, there has not been a lot of things to talk about lately, and we have Elrond coming on Monday, but realistically, it's not content as such. I don't, and this is the same issue that I had with Marvel Strike Force, is that character releases are not content, in my opinion, and actually Elrond is really only going to cater to, I don't know, a couple percent of the game's population who are able to pay and unlock him on Monday. Now, it's not entirely impossible that free-to-play could get there, but you would need a stack, like a mountain of gems in order to actually do this, because you would need to get a 5-star on one of your marquee characters, whether it's Arwen or Eladin, and then farm up a crap ton of shards in the meantime, which is what I've been doing. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Capital Games needs to take their thumb out of their ass a little bit, because I think that there are people, and actually, let's claim my energy. It's after 12. I almost forgot that. Wow. That, you know, I think that people may not stick around necessarily until raids come out. Whenever that is, we have no date on that other than it's supposed to be Q3 of 2023, which really could be at any time from July, August, or September, if they even stick to that track. And I'm at least willing to play things out in this game until then, and then kind of make a judgment call then. But I know that, like, a lot of people are just getting bored. People may actually play this as their primary game, and they don't really have a lot to do. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below how you're feeling about the game right now in terms of things to do. Is it enough for you? Do you want... I mean, I think everyone wants a little bit more. Whether that's, you know, random milestone quests or something. You know, I think they just want, like, something else to play the game a little bit more, and it's really sad that there's very little opportunity to do that. But hey, that's not actually the primary message of this video. We're actually here to talk about what you could possibly look forward to, and what I think is maybe not too far around the corner, and that's going to be talking about purple gear. Believe it or not, I know that a lot of us, including myself, is still thinking about blue gear, is still kind of bottlenecked by that, but you can at the same time be thinking about things like gear tier 9, because there's a couple of things that you need to consider for when that happens. Now, I have 2 characters hopefully soon on that, and we'll talk about that and more. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. Oh, couldn't find my scene. And just to start things off, LotR.gg, great resource for things like this, especially for gear related stuff. It really kind of outlines, you know, what you need and how much of it. And when you go to the very bottom, like, so you can go to the gear section and it outlines everything that you need. You can actually click the gear list and it gives you a breakdown of this, and it's very, very good. And it tells you exactly how many of each item you need for that character, all the way up to the existing gear tier 9, because it does include the purple crystals. And just to be clear, you do need about, currently anyways, for when they do unlock gear tier 9, you do need 20 crystals per item. So we can see that at the very bottom here. If you go scroll all the way down to the bottom here, gear tier level 8, and the equipment pieces and how much it costs, they're quite expensive, 78.6k per item. Wow, like it's a lot. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more. And what's really important, though, with these items is this part here. And this is what I would label it or dub the unique item. And you need 8 yellow blossoms. So this is particular to certain characters. I haven't outlined every single character, but all of the elves that the major elves that I've looked at, including the Marquis and Elrond, use these yellow blossoms. And so, because I am doing a lot of effort into my elves, that's something that I have taken a look for. Now, I did buy them in the Arena store. So currently, I have 3 yellow blossoms, but I need 8. So you do get these from the Arena store. They're pretty expensive. They're like 1 for 1,000. Now, I got Aomer to 5-star, so I'm fine with that. Like, I don't really want to take him any further. I'm kind of dropping him a little bit once I get my elves online. You could take your other characters up to there, but I just made sure to get them unlocked, and I got 2-star on the Goblin guy. I don't know if I ever actually end up using him, but otherwise I'm just really buying character XP and then occasionally buying the ones that I need for this. And so that's the yellow blossoms. Now, where else are you going to find this? You're actually going to find it in the challenge store. And actually, I think it's actually worth it to buy it here, because you can, for 1,500 tokens, which for me I now get about 4,500, I think, per week. I'm getting 500 per attempt on the later challenge for this. And so this actually represents, I could get 15 of these per week, which is actually pretty good. Now, I don't have Halbrad unlocked, and I wish that I did, but I actually don't really have time to build him now that I'm kind of focusing on the elves again. So if you're in a position like mine where, maybe, you started and you unlocked Halbrad, that's great. But for the price, like, I can get, for 3 shards, I can get 5 of these. And these are really important. Actually, I think this is a better use of your challenge tokens, frankly, is especially getting prepared for this, because each of the characters are going to require items like this. Now, I don't know who the dark shirt goes to. There's different, I'm going to need to build a list of the different uniques and which characters they apply to, and how many of them there are total. But nonetheless, if I see what are they called? The yellow blossoms in here, for 5 for 1,500, totally going to buy them, because I want to make sure that those are going to be like the major outside of the crystals, I think are going to be the major blocks, because you can't farm these. You can only find them in the stores currently, and you can only find them in the arena store and in the challenge store. You can't find them in the guild store. I'm just going to buy stuff while I'm kind of recording a video at the same time. And even for my guild store, what am I doing? Just to let people know, I'm doing rare ability materials and the crystals, and that's about it. I have Wu Beite already at a 4-star. I don't really care about Miri. I have her unlocked though, if I ever need her down the line. And then for the regular store, you can't find them in here, but I swear I see the same items every single refresh. I'm not joking. I'm pretty sure I see the tongs, the fly mushrooms, and the brass key every single reset. Is that the only place that you can get them? I don't even know which characters these necessarily go to. I haven't really checked out LotRTheRings.gg on everything anyways, but while I'm here, I'll let you guys know that what I'm spending my gold on are crystals. I also buy essences, believe it or not, because you actually do have a fair bit of gold that is available to buy for these sorts of things. I don't buy that many purple gear at this point, because I think that if I really needed to farm it, I would. But obviously it's not out yet, but I don't think that this is going to be the hugest block, and I think 3K for an item is kind of a lot. Now, I realize that it might sound a lot for 2,300, but that's why I'm only staying specifically to crystals and essences, because these are a bit of a pain to farm, and they're also on 6 energy nodes, which actually pay out less gold, and so that's kind of the reason why I do that. I do actually buy occasional green items, because I know I'm going to need them for leveling up brand new characters, and I don't want to farm these really crappy early nodes that give you really low gold payouts. So that's why I kind of buy it for 500, because I know occasionally I might need them. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my store right now. But like I said, to give a recap, like I would normally do, this is a late recap, because normally I do this right at the beginning of the video. But yeah, I'm pretty much there for Elrond. I need 13 shards for Lomian. I need 22 shards for Leliel. However, there is a 12 shard calendar thing that's going to be, I believe, just before his event. But I will be able to get that. So I'm basically like 10-ish shards away for both Lomian and Leliel, 5-star on the other 3. So these are the 5 characters that I will be taking into Elrond's event, and I'm slowly leveling up Arwen, but I'm not putting any gear right now. I'm kind of just leveling her one at a time every day as part of that daily objective, but I am going to be gearing out Elrond before Arwen, and so that's just how things are going to go. I've been farming specifically for elf stuff, and it's very easy if you're wanting to do that. That's why I recommend the gear list, right? So whether it's Elrond or whether it's and by the way, Elrond is super expensive, but if you look at his gear listing, and you get a really good example of all the things that you need to farm, and it's actually organized by number as well. So it's really good to tell how many turquoise do I need, how many tokens do I need, how many candles do I need. Crystals, it's a crap ton. And for as far as his gear requirements, especially going from gear 8 to gear 9, every single item is purple. When we looked at Eladin, it's not. It's actually most of it. Some of them are blue. There's some blue items down here. And what's really interesting is that gear 9, going from gear 8 to gear 9 is actually pretty low level. Because if you look at the requirements to equip the gear piece, it actually caps out, I believe, at 47. Yeah, it starts at 42 and then finishes down here at 47. So that tells me that at least at the level 60 cap, we're probably going to have up to gear tier 11. I want to say up to gear tier 11 at level 60, because if you can upgrade your character to gear 9 by level 47, and that's about a 5-level range because it starts at 42. So 42 to 47 is gear 9, and then I guess it would be like 48 to 52, and then 53 to 58, something like that for the other 2 gear tiers. So we have a lot of purple gear tier that is within this current level cap range, but not that we've been able to do anything about. And so I guess the better question is, when are we going to be getting gear tier 9? When are we going to be able to upgrade it? And I noticed this specifically when I got my my Ironhide to gear tier 8, and I was like, okay, I can't go any further. Now, there could be 2 things. They could either just allow us to equip the gear piece, but not allow the gear tier upgrade, because that's where you get a sizable stat increase. I'm kind of surprised they don't have that right now, because they added this in a patch. I believe it was the Arwen patch, maybe I guess it would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago now, where they allowed us to be able to farm purple gear and buy purple gear and buy these uniques out of the supply store, but not actually give us a way to actually get to gear 9. And for those who are whaling, I'm going like this, like whaling, because there actually isn't a ton of offers available for people who want to spend. And I find that maybe that's a completely different topic of a video, but I find it very strange that they're actually trying to limit the amount of money that people spend. Now, this is good for free-to-play players because it allows them to sort of stay with it a little bit more than some games when it comes to spenders, but I'm surprised that they haven't given us a way to get our characters increased further in power, especially for those whales and krakens who might just be sitting around, I don't know, hoarding. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing right now, because Lord of the Rings is and I'll end there, because I think that Lord of the Rings is in a bit of a weird spot right now, that they're taking things very slow. And some people might be fine with that, but there's a lot of others who are not. And my biggest concern with this game actually is that the pacing is tremendously slow. It's slower than any other game that I've played before. And for a game that actually officially went global launch, I don't know if that's exactly a good thing. And I'm really scared about the game's future. I think that where the player base right now is not very good. I think that there's not that many people, frankly. And they would really have to turn this around. That they would have to do a really huge marketing campaign to start to get players to come back or to start playing, because there just wasn't a ton. Arena shards really aren't opening up that much anymore, as far as I'm aware. And I want this game to do well, but I'm on the fence. Like I said, I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be talking about the game and things that I think we should be doing. Also, I'm really happy that I'm almost going to be at level 55 soon. Probably about 2 more days, and that's when I should be able to get Elodin's level 6 ultimate. And maybe I can do some videos about how Elodin spams his skill or not with the elves that I have right now. So it should be interesting as time goes on. But once again, things like Elrond is not content. Things that are content would include the raids. It would include other in-game events. It would include other things that they should be thinking about, to keep the players happy, to keep the players interested. And really, that's what it comes down to, is the interest level. Is the interest level high enough in this game to keep people continuing to play? I will, just because I'm bored and I don't have a lot to do. But there's a lot of other people and a lot of other games, frankly, that have a lot more, even at the start of the game, than what we're having here in Lord of the Rings. I know this was a bit of a mixed bag video, and that's because I just wanted to talk about kind of everything and how I was thinking and what I'm doing in the game as well. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything in today's video. But let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking. How are you doing in the game? What are you currently doing? That's what I would love to know. What are you doing in Lord of the Rings home? So that's the end of the video. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.